This video was brought to you by Emeet. In the recent months, there was quite a big boom in the open earbuds market, and with the Emeet AirFlow we get yet another boom. It's a rather tiny one with a microphone on it, and it's removable too, but it's a boom nonetheless. Hi everyone, my name is Andy and you're watching Andy's Tech Tone. So to quickly run through the specs and the main features of the Emeet AirFlow, it comes with a detachable boom mic, UV sterilization inside the battery case, a USB dongle for wireless connection with computers, an IPX5 rating, 8 hours of battery life, and all that is packed into one of the most lightweight packages I've ever used. The AirFlow buds weigh in at 8.6 grams each, which is considered super lightweight in its class. And thanks to the combination of that low weight, the titanium ear hooks and the soft silicone coating, the Emeet buds are extremely comfortable to wear all day long. And the buds are not only comfy, but they also sit quite securely on my ears too. I did a couple of runs with the AirFlows and the buds did not even budge, so I would give them a 5-star rating as far as fit. And since I mentioned running, I also have to mention the IPX5 rating, which guarantees a better than average protection against splashes, sweat or rain. Onto the carry case, it's quite a chunky one, but the build quality is top notch, and we get a solidly built springy hinge, which provides easy access to not only the earbuds, but also to the detachable mic, which can be stored away inside the case when not in use. The Emeet AirFlow also comes with a soft carry pouch, which is always a nice touch from any manufacturer, and if we dig deep enough in the box, we will then find 2 silicone stabilizer fins as well, which can come in handy in case we are not 100% satisfied with the fit of the earbuds. And the list of extras does not end there, as inside the battery case there are 2 UVC lights, which apparently have some properties that can kill 99.9% of certain bacteria. The sterilization happens automatically as long as the charger is plugged into the case, and you can also activate it manually by long pressing the button on the front. Using the UV lights on the regular can contribute to the healthiness of your ears in the long run, especially if you use these earbuds all day long in a work environment. And that takes us to the battery life, as the AirFlow buds can last up to 8 hours on a single charge, which is just about long enough to survive an average day in the office. But the 5-minute quick charging, which yields an extra hour of use, can come to the rescue if you happen to run out of juice just before an important business call. The case can recharge the earbuds fully 4 times, which means 40 hours of total playtime, which happens to be just as long as an average work week. We can of course find a USB Type-C charging port at the back, but the case cannot be charged wirelessly. In terms of connectivity, we get a Bluetooth 5.3 chip with support for the SBC and AAC audio codecs, a platform-agnostic multipoint, and single bud mode. What we also get is a Bluetooth dongle in the box, which you can plug into your computer, so the AirFlow buds will connect to your PC or laptop without having to pair them. You can of course pair the earbuds the usual way without using the dongle, but just in case there is an issue with the Bluetooth connection of your device, or if you use an older computer with an old Bluetooth chip which has a much higher latency or a shorter range, this wireless dongle can sort it out for you. The only strange thing I found was that when I connected the dongle, the earbuds won't show up in the list of actively connected devices, but you can still select the adapter itself from the list of audio inputs and outputs. And while that can get a bit confusing, it works nonetheless. Both multi-point and single mode work with or without the dongle of course, and the multi-device connection also stays active with a single bud in use. In the Emeet smartphone app we can see a list of previously connected devices, but unfortunately we cannot switch manually between the different sources, so what we have left with is the good old way of disconnecting one device first and then connecting to the other. Normally I would not even bring this up as a negative, but since the Emeet AirFlow is by design a tool which you can use in an office scenario, switching between sources with just a click in the app could improve the efficiency of your workflow. And speaking of working in an office, finally takes us to probably the most distinctive feature of the AirFlow buds, and that's the detachable microphone boom. You can attach it to either of the 2 buds depending on which side you prefer, and by doing so the mic, which is located at the top of the boom, gets closer to your mouth, which always means better quality voice transmission. That's just the theory though, so now let me give you some audio samples. First, this is the voice transmission quality you can expect from the onboard microphones on the Emeet AirFlow in a quiet environment. Next, this is what you can expect with the detachable mic in use. Now, it's not a night and day difference, but I reckon that my voice sounds a touch warmer and the mic picks up less of an echo from the room itself as well. And after adding some background noise to the mix, this is the phone call quality you can expect from the onboard microphones on the Emeet AirFlow. And with the special boom mic attached again, we get a touch more efficient noise filtering altogether, with my voice being a bit more natural and less echoey sounding. And on top of all that improvement in the sound quality, we also get a button which we can use the microphone during a phone call. Now let's spice things up a little with some traffic noise. Please. So this is the audio quality you can expect from the onboard microphones of the Emeet AirFlow when you happen to make a phone call while you are out and about. And even though it's probably not the intended use case for the removable mic, here is yet another audio sample for you. So this is the phone call quality you can expect from the Emeet AirFlow with the mic attached in such conditions. As for the controls, we get a touch panel on each side which can control play, pause, tracks and volume. I wouldn't call the controls completely remappable, as we only get some limited options as to which tapping action does what, and the long press will always control volume. But the single, double and triple tap actions can be disabled, so at the end of the day you get some room to play around with the touch controls. And the panels themselves register taps promptly and accurately, so there is hardly anything to complain about when it comes to controlling your media playback. Two features are missing though. One is voice assistant activation through the touch controls, and we don't get wear sensors on the earbuds either, so there will be no automatic play and pause when we take the buds off or put them back on. And now on to the smartphone app, which is available on both iOS and Android of course. It has a clean and easy to use UI. We can work with 3 tabs in the app: Audio, Control and Hearing Care. In the Audio tab there are some sound profile presets along with a 5-band manual EQ, and the Control tab is all about setting up the touch controls, which I already covered. In the Hearing Care tab you can set up reminders in order to protect your hearing from too much exposure to high volumes or too long of a continuous use, and you can also tell the earbuds to remind you to use the UV sterilization in the case. This hearing protection is quite a neat feature, and I wouldn't mind if all manufacturers added something similar to their own apps. Now, onto the sound of the AirFlow buds. Other than the fact that Emeet uses the same sized 16.2mm dynamic drivers as almost every other manufacturer on the open-ear market, the first thing I noticed was how balanced their tuning was. Even though I started my tests with a flat custom EQ, which makes the sound a bit flat, the output was clean, detailed and controlled. The bass impact was not the most impressive, not even by open-ear standards, but at least this tuning results in a consistent, distortion-free output across the whole volume range. The mids could use a touch more warmth, but vocals are forward and open enough, and instruments come through with clarity. The treble is prominent and extended, giving us some nice sparkling and energizing details in the higher octaves. Speech intelligibility is top-notch, so podcasts and YouTube videos will sound particularly good. Switching to the classic preset, I got that extra warmth and heft I was missing from the bass and the mid-bass with the flat EQ, and using this mode the whole sound got filled up with energy and it got more musically involving. And it did all that without any sign of strain in the bass or noticeable imbalance in the overall frequency response. My perception of volume got a big jump too, bringing the AirFlow buds closer to the top in the category as far as maximum volume is concerned. Both the treble and the bass boost modes are a bit over the top for me, and while the vocal mode turns up the mids only a notch, I found the classic tuning to be the most suiting for my musical taste, and in fact, it made the sound genuinely enjoyable and fun to listen to. And to conclude the video, I found a lot to like about the Emeet AirFlow open-ear buds. First, there are the features such as the mic boom, the UV sterilization and the USB dongle, which together offer a nice bundle of extras you cannot really find with any other open ears regardless of price. These extras of course would mean nothing if the basics were not done correctly, but the engineers at Emeet were thoughtful enough not to neglect any of the usual features either. Build quality is top of the class, and so are comfort and fit. The battery life is average, but it's still good enough for all they use, the sound with the right settings is powerful and fun, and the touch controls work well too. And thanks to the fact that they got both the basics right and also gave us some unique extras, for around $180 or 170 euros, you will be hard-pressed to find a more complete package than what Emeet have to offer here. And that was my take on the Emeet AirFlow open earbuds. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to comment should you have any questions. Thanks for watching everyone, hope to see you all in the next one.